minor role as far as the speaking, but you still have opportunities to speak. But it also teaches you to be mindful of the time, as Margarita aptly pointed out how important timing is. Now, generally, the major part of a Toastmaster meeting is the speaker portion. Clubs have from 2 to perhaps 6 speakers. 6 speakers would be at a club that has a longer meeting, for example, 2 hours. And the Toastmasters work via manuals that have specific objectives. Now our speaker coming up, that I'll introduce in a little bit, she's working in the basic manual and she'll be doing speech number 5. Now all of these have themes to them, they have some objectives. And the objective of this speech is your body speaks. So it's concentrating on body language. Now, some of the other speeches concentrate on maybe eye contact, letting people get to know you, such as in the icebreaker speech, using words, building up your vocabulary, organizing your speech. So you go through a basic manual that has different objectives over 10 speeches, and so you concentrate and you grow. It's a step-by-step process. Once you've completed that basic manual, you have opportunities to explore other manuals, such as storytelling and public relations. So Toastmaster gives you a lot of opportunities to speak in different areas. It may match something that you're working on in your career. So, our speaker today, I found Carolina Didone to be a very humorous person. And in fact, the club has a humorous speech contest once a year, and it's common with Toastmaster clubs all over the world. I participated in the humorous speech contest back in America in my first year of Toastmasters, and it gives you a different opportunity to pursue other things. Not everyone may be interested in the contest, but this just lets you know that in addition to the meeting, there's other outlets that you can take your talents up to greater levels. Today, Carolina Didone will be speaking on, from the manual, and the topic being Your Body Speaks. And her objectives will be to use your body, use vivid words and more. And I'm pleased to welcome Carolina with Awkward Stories.
Good evening, dear friends, and yes, all of us have something in us that we would like to change, but we can't. I am 80% of the time late. The meetings, at school, at my job, I'm always late. Not always, 80%. And I try to change this in me, very hard. I try to be on time, to wake up earlier, but nothing helped. I'm late. So today I decided to tell you 3 stories, awkward stories, that happened to me after I have been late. The first one happened 5 years ago, when I was studying in the Lyceum of Academy of Science. Now, the Lyceum of Academy of Science is one of the best lyceums in Moldova. You have to wear uniforms, it's a very tough school, the professors are all doctors, so you have to be a very good and calm child there. I was not. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, I had history class with my professor Cerbushka, old guy, but a very tough one, and he never allowed us to be late. So I was running very hard to be on time, but of course I was late. So I entered the classroom and I saw that at the professor's desk no one was sitting, so I asked loud, is Cerbushka in the class? Someone answered me no, and here, because I was so happy and excited that he will never find out that I was late, I said a Russian word, a very bad one. I said, "Zaybis," I'm in time, and he will never find out that I was late. So I entered in my classroom, and I realized that the person who told me that Cerbushka is not in the class was my professor of history, Domnul Cerbushka. And it was a very painful experience back in time. Now, my second story happened in the same lyceum, but this time 2 years later, when I had my final exam, baccalaureate. On 13th of June was my first exam in high school. And on this day, my best friend has birthday. I was so busy with exams and I was volunteering back in time, so I forgot to buy her a present. That's why I decided to take a bottle from my dad's collection, a bottle of cognac, and take it with me at the exam. We will end the exam and we will go and party with a good cognac. I was already 18, so don't worry, it was all legal. Now, I was late at my exam, but we were the first lyceum who had cameras during the exams, and it was great news. So television was there, ministries were looking and monitoring the experience. I was late at my exam. Because I was late, the professor told me, don't go to the wardrobe to leave your clothes, just get in class, find your place, take a seat, take the exam, and go for it. You still have 2 hours to end it. Great, that's what I did. I put in my bag with a cognac near my desk, and I started to write my exam. So a young delegate from Ministry of Education was walking through desks to see if no one is cheating. And she accidentally hit my bag, so my bottle of cognac was rolling and rolling. Very expensive cognac, just going down. So she just took it and looked at me, and looked at the television, at the ministry. And I was very ashamed. Now the principal asked me, what's this? It's cognac. And they told me, then we will take your bottle. I was like, no, you can't. It's my bottle of cognac. Give it back. It's an expensive one, and it's a present from my friend.
It was a mistake.
And then the lady told me, no, we will take it. And I was like, okay, then here is the number of my dad. You have to call him and explain him why you took his bottle of cognac. Because I have an explication. It was a present. But you, what would you tell? You stole it from me. So she was like, oh, just take your bottle and continue the exam. That's what I did. It was a very funny story. And I really prayed that the television will not show this. And my dad will never find out that I stole his bottle of cognac. And I was late at my exam, of course. Now, the third story is a recent one. A year ago, my brother decided to get married. And we are very close to my brother, and he asked me to be there at the court, at the civil court where they register their marriage. So he told me, it's at 11 o'clock, please don't be late. I know that you are late always, so please do it for me. Sure, brother, I always will do something for you. Don't worry, I will be in time. So I waited at 10 o'clock, I was like, oh, I still have an hour, I have to choose a dress, I have to make my hair, we'll take a coffee and go to the civil court. That's what I did. But I don't know what happened. Ukrainians decided to fight, and then the woman was giving birth to a child in the trolley bus, so everything happened. So of course I was late. I was running so hard on high heels with my curly hair and in a beautiful dress because I'm going to a wedding. And I entered there and asked the lady, where is the wedding? It was like, here. So I went to there and like, whoo, I'm in time, they still signed nothing. After 5 minutes I realized that I'm at the wrong wedding, and there are 2 rooms where people register their wedding. So I ran to another room, they already ended, and I was like, no, I have been here all the time. But at another wedding! So you can't blame me, I'm fine, I did it. I said that I will be here in time, I was, but at the wrong wedding. He was very pissed off. He told me that we'll never be friends. And I was like, oh, don't tell me this. Then I'll go to the wedding I have been before. They liked me. If you don't like me, I can pass. So back then, when these stories happened to me, very awkward stories, I was feeling ashamed. I was feeling very bad. And I was telling myself all the time, that's the last time you are late. This happens just because you are late. But nothing changed. I'm late all the time when it's very important stuff, I'm always late. And then I realized that all these stories, after this, are good stories to tell to people at Toastmasters or at coffee. So it's okay. First week I'm ashamed and I can sleep because of this, but then it's okay. I can tell people laugh, I laugh, and I enjoy my life. So collect these stories for your grandchildren, for your friends, or for your Toastmaster speech, and just enjoy your life. Madam Toastmaster.